New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down. U.S., I love you, but you're bringing me down. What are we doing here? We ramping this shit in the open or what? Let's put some shit on. Ching. Got a little bit to close out here. 650, 648. Do this down here. Oh shit. All right, are we on? Check 1 2, mic check. We are on. 8 hours and 28 fucking minutes. Jesus Christ. Here. That right there. This right here. Save. Check 1 2, baby. Throat's still a little jacked this morning. I can already hear it. It's not even dehydration. It's just throat completely fucked. Maybe a little bit of leftover sickness, but that's it. Good morning. How are y'all doing this morning? Good to see you all. It's been a long week. Happy Friday to you out there. We got some talking to do this morning. We're going to look at the Friday Open here in just a moment. And then we're likely going to spend some time on some kind of a Q4 preview. I'm sure that if you're Theta Gang, that you're looking for those highs, selling calls for the quarter or the month for October on these highs, right? And then looking to sweep the lows to sell the other side, sell puts to suckers. So we're selling. I think we're entering like selling calls to suckers phase before we're entering, of course, selling puts to suckers. And that remains to be found out. We don't know what that is just yet. But we're going to crayon it for you so you can kind of see what that looks like for the month of October. And we might take a look back in some prior histories, too, together and see what really happened. We may also talk about some seasonality stuff. We had a year where we cranked up into March in seasonal weakness. And this year, we cranked down in February seasonal weakness. This season, is providing another crank, right? And suppose it's like seasonal weakness. And we'll look at the past. If I can, I'll try to bring up the past 6 to 8 bull runs versus maybe the entire history. And we've been encountering this the past like 10 years or so.
Intraday.
Same thing on end of the year. We got to talk about that because it's Q4. We're catching prints less and less in December, like the holiday rally. It hasn't been. They'll claim that we get one. They're like, oh, you got one from this major low. There's your holiday rally. That's not true. Your holiday rallies are actually printing in Q1, January, and February. So it's not that it can't print in December, just that the expectation for that print is a little bit farther out. More than likely decades and decades and decades of everyone doing the same shit. And even now, after about 10 years, there's a counter trade in there, right? To wait until February for that print due to the seasonal expectations using data back to the 1920s. If you don't look at the 1920s and you look at the past, like 10 years or so, it's slightly different. So we'll take a look at that this morning too. If you are on that theta gang, if you're trying to like capture all of this, we're at this place here. We're at a quarter end. We're at a quarter end, and this is a time for the stock market to wrap up quarterly trades and kind of sit back to some extent and prepare for the next quarter. Now, in this quarter, we happen to be
Amazon and Google probed by FTC over search advertising practice.
Oh, by the way, I'm in calls. If you want to know, I'm already in calls. I bought fucking calls right on this opening bell. I should have told you. There's a little bit of weakness below to clear out, but I'll just add to them. I want to get this early print and be done with the market going up today. So just a note to you. Sorry, my nose is still stuffed. Now I'm getting like stuffed up nose and shit like that, like the after effects of being sick. The Tamiflu is doing its job, but at the same fucking time, I've got some after effect shit going on. But I want you to think about something important here. I want you to think about, or I'll show it to you. Or even, I'm not even going to say it. I'll just show it to you with pen and paper. Especially for the crayon eaters out there. We need to talk about that because we are coming into quarter end. There can be in that first month of the new quarter some mixed signals sometimes. And I'll show it to you here in a minute. It's very easy to see if it happens and how it happens. This also harks back to this whole prior quarter. And also Q2. You remember there was fear of not breaking out in Q2? Or not breaking out. Or early Q2, there was fear of not breaking out. And then later Q2, in the beginning of Q3, there was fear that we're not going to make an all-time high and be able to hold it. And then, of course, we shoot up and over into Q3. And the question, of course, at some point becomes, when we enter this new quarter, do we break trend or not? And how to trade it. So we need to talk about that at some point this morning. Let's get us started here for the morning, and then what we're going to do it around, I believe, if I can get to it by maybe 12 o'clock, 1, if we can. Depends what the flows are like at 10 a.m. and 12 p.m. But if we can start like selling the market or something at any point today, then we'll probably shift to a private stream for members so that I can go over some of this stuff with people. So that's not now. It's like next few hours. So we'll just trade this market this morning together. And if there's any trades that we can take together, we will. Okay. So just give me a quick second. I'm going to shift over to the main screen. Actually, let's go to the trigger screen. Let's take a look at this.
Seeing a little bit of downside movement in Google and Amazon after the latest headline.
I'm going to turn this guy off because he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. They're like, you're going to hear. I want you to know that like any kind of like, like SPY could be down this much and they're going to tell you that it's, downside movement. They just wait. Like they know that at some point this extension is going to fail. So they're just looking for any excuse for when it does fail. We already know that we need to see the break of the hourly and the half an hour trigger for that to happen, right? You don't look at where we're trading right now. We're literally sitting on the goddamn half an hour trigger and the hourly trigger. There's no fucking point. When we're doing this trade, let me explain something to you here. It's hard. It's not easy to trade this. And if you don't trade this, I don't blame you. It's not easy. Let's look back on Friday really quick. Once we were here, like once we ramped up here into 10 o'clock, right? And then 12 o'clock. I want you to remember yesterday at 10 or 12. So here's 10 a.m. right here. Let's draw this in. Right there. And then we get 12 o'clock, right? And let's look at this one. So we're going to look at yesterday. And you come in the opening bell here, right? And I think I made a post on Twitter yesterday saying, you don't love America. Right around this time. I'm like, you don't love America if you don't buy calls today. And this has been a running theme every year on September 11th that the market is not allowed to be read due to remembrance, believe it or not, of 9/11. And hold on, let me put my screen up here. Kind of like Wall Street saying, fuck you. I don't know if that's true or not, but that's the thesis. And the stock market has run with it for many years now. And I went back one time and looked, and sure enough, September 11th is usually green. A year or two ago, I looked at it and I was like, oh God, we're never green on September 11. And I made that post on Twitter yesterday. We come in at 10 o'clock and sure enough, what happens? We get more flows to the upside, right? Now we come in at 12 o'clock yesterday, and this is the key about an extension. When we make this move right here, these moves like this, you know, we're in a rush. We got to buy it all back, right, bro? Or not back, but we got to buy it all, right? We got to get up here so that we can sell calls, right? And we have some inflation stuff going on. Now at 12 o'clock, when you come into this period, your automatic expectation should be down, literally down. And that should be the expectation. But you got to watch for the roll. You got to lose the 1 and 5 minute trigger. You got to lose the fucking hourly trigger and the half hour trigger and all that kind of stuff, which was lower. It was down here yesterday. But you got to lose it to trade it. Now, we didn't do that, right? So we just watched it all goddamn day, right? Sideways, 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 sideways. And what you end up doing is you don't get the sharp correction. You get the sideways correction. And when you're able to not get destroyed trying to trade this down, you know not to take the long because we haven't had a new high yet, right? To take the long higher. But then once that correction forms right here, this is the go to go up. So what do we do yesterday? I literally just wrote for you in the show, get fucking long right now. Like literally, get long. We're gonna ramp now. And what did we do? We ramped. We ramped right up into the bell. Look at that. It was fucking beautiful. Just like super ramp. Get long, get long. We're gonna go up. Whoop. And we did. Rip, 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 rip face. And this is another extension. This is another extension right here. These are no fun to trade. They're very dangerous. You really have to know what the fuck you're doing to trade them. And even if you do know what you're doing when you're trading them, at any moment they can blast this shit down. They tried right here. And they will try that again. So my only thing I would say to you would be to be patient, or not patient, but understand that at any moment you can get fucked in here. And if you misread it, or if I misread it, you can get annihilated. Another option would be to not even trade it. And as a matter of fact, whenever we hit these kind of things, there are going to be people that are going to attempt to what? At some point, sell calls. You know, Theta Gang's like, hey, you know, I already know that there's going to be systematic rolling of calls higher to 6,700, and I want to be the guy selling those calls to those people. And especially when we're heading into what? Quarterly OPEX. We're looking at Q4, right? And we're looking at Q4, and if you have a first month or of Q4 at least, what are we looking for? A high and a low in that quarter or in that first month? I can probably start setting up a position for myself. And I want to explain that more here in just a few moments. I'm going to show you the March and April lows and highs and the breakout to the upside. And in the inverse, what that might look like here in Q4. So we'll look at that in a little bit. So selling options, probably easier. And even over here, we're parked over here, right? This is kind of like a base. This is kind of like a base right here. So I want you to think about this like what I just talked about to you, but also remember this hourly trigger and half-hour trigger. So if we're like grinding, right? Bam up, right? Grind again, bam up, grind again on this stuff, right? Up. And if we end up losing this hourly half-hour trigger, it's going to be fucking bloody. It's going to be bloody. So just be aware of that. And not only that, we have a daily, excuse me. We have a daily trigger. See how stretched we are right now? We have a daily trigger that is careening higher over here to 650. Right? Well, it wouldn't look like this exactly. It's a little bit bigger. It's more like this. But when that daily trigger starts to cross, or before it crosses 650, there's a high probability of like squeezing and then a huge drop into that cross. And it's just to check, back test, make sure that 650 is solid. They're already closing 63. Well, theoretically, they're closing 6,300, which it may not actually be closed. But you know, you want to like check the 650 so that we can go higher, or theoretically higher. Well, we're going to talk about all that too in breakouts of trend, and the potential for one in the first month of the new quarter in October. So we'll get to this later, though. So until then, you're just looking for this right here. Fairly easy. We get the half-an-hour trigger right here. We know what that is, right? We know what this is right here. Probably more like that. Let's go look at this. You got this hourly trigger racing higher right now. This one's gonna pop in right here. It's gonna go up here. It's gonna go up here. Right about there. And then it's gonna go up there. Oh, wait a minute, that might be wrong. Hold on. Up, right? Something like this. So I'm going to wait for that 12 o'clock hour in here. This thing should come down here. They should ramp this up and then come back down into that 12 o'clock and maybe clear all this stuff out. So we'll leave this one for 12 or after 12 p.m. and just look at this one right here, trying to push this thing up and higher. And we should do this until it fails. So right now I've got something like this going. So you can see this. Just Rampo-Rama, right? Hitting all the, you got the 630 up here. Here, just get rid of this together. We'll actually draw it. Let's draw it all. Well, let's flush it all. Get rid of it all. Let's do this together. It's Friday. We'll do this together. So we're going to go to a 4 hour right here. Big giant candle they want to erase, right? We want to be looking at two important parts of this here. First one would be right here. Make that white. Been doing these white lines recently, so you can know if support's being held or not. Do not, like, we can sweep if we lose this. If we lose this, theoretically, so let's say we take this one out and take that one out, right? We can sweep down here and come back up. We can actually, though, sweep this. Like, you know, like all that. And still go up. Pretty big move, right? 654. Only if we erase this stuff can we possibly go up and then like down some more. Let's just look at this one last thing right in here. Yeah, right here. Gotta hold that no matter what. Gotta hold that. If we begin to roll below this white line, we'll know that the extending or extensions or distribution is over. We have our first target right here, right? Wham. All right, we're looking for something like this until the roll comes. Now that if we fail this, that's possible too. Like this could end up looking like this. This is famous for sellers. They love this shit. Like we'll do this, right? You get that new high, and then we actually fail that new high, catch this one, and it actually goes to be this one. So for most of you out there, I think just observing what happens here is probably best. So like that FOMO, I must trade this and I must trade that. You probably don't. There's probably people trying to sell options up here more so than people trying to trade this. You're really probably looking much, much lower. Either that halfback trade, but I don't believe that myself. I think you're going to be looking more for something like this down there. If it was me, you know, or possibly even lower. So let me get rid of this for a quick moment here. We're going to go to this. We're at a 4-hour right now. Like I will put this target in right here, but I think we sweep lower than that. I think we sweep at least this right here. That's your 653. Somewhere in here. And the other thing would be the 650, which is way down here. This is what a seller, I bet you David AMS is like, this is juicy down here. And I don't disagree with that. This opens the door, though, to that. So look at this closely. You might want to snip a picture of this if you're at home or in your office. It's kind of important. It's kind of all you really need to see is this right here. You know, if we lose this, we are definitely trading that. And I would bet that we at least skirt that. That's what we've been doing. We've been stretching price, but not breaking through. Or even we've done things like this, like literally, and then like sucked back up and we're recovering. What we haven't been seeing is, we have not been seeing is like this, the break below, the pause, or even the squeeze up and then back down, this daily trigger crosses. And then once that door is open, the plunge. But I would think that this is much easier here, the jackknife down once we're done with this extending bullshit. Not yet. We're not there. So we just want, like, literally, this is all you need to see. It's literally that right there. That's it. Don't worry too much about what's down below here. If we're shanking all the way down here, we'll just look for the chance to possibly buy. I don't care if this thing breaks down. If we break through this thing, that's actually the line right there for the next layer. To tag this one right here. I really don't care. We're not there right now. We can't trade that. We haven't rolled yet, so there's no point in trading it. There's no position for this right now. And we had an opportunity yesterday because of the hourly and daily trigger being way down here, but we don't have that opportunity at this moment. You can see the half-hour trigger is right here. The hourly trigger is right here. Price is above the white line, so there's no fucking point yet this morning. This morning. On a 1 hour basis right here, let's take a peek at the 1 hour. See if we can see anything here. None of this really matters to me. This is, of course, the focus right now. We'll put these in here for we're going to put these in here for, we're going to make these actual, I want to say make them yellow, but I'm going to make them yellow. I'm going to make them yellow just so that if we start to roll, we'll look for targets to reject. So if we begin rolling at any point, you're going to expect a hit right here and then possibly that rejection right there, something like that. So we'll just leave that in there like that. We'll do 1. one. And then we'll leave this one down below. Okay, looks fairly good there. We'll just track these all day long. Oh, yay, look at my calls, baby. Give me those calls, baby, print them. Print me my money. Okay, so we got all that. We're going to look at, we're on the hour right now, right? Are we on the hour? What time is it right now? Oh, we got 4 minutes till 10 a.m. Okay, that works. New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down. New York, I love you. Should change that to U.S., I love you, but you're bringing me down. I'm like a rat in a cage. I want to talk to you about this right here. I wanted to talk to you about cash market. Cash market's weak. People are like, I love futures. It is. I love futures for the detail and flow, but I also really love cash market because it's all zeros, 250s, and 5s. Either a negative 250 or positive 250. So if it's 550, like in this example, 658.50 is important. Right here. 658.50 is important. 660 is important. And 652.52 is important. And this is why where this roll, this distribution comes in. I'm making a lot of money right now. I'm getting fucking rich. What's important, most important here is not necessarily trading this on the buy side, but either being on the sell side, looking to sell some calls up here, and also just watching behavior on these extensions up. So you've got the first inflection point right here. That's the first failure. But we haven't lost support, have we? Nope. We also had a sideways correction, right? So we're now looking for the next target, right? Inflection points, right? And basic as our support until if we even roll. So we're going to start right here, right? All the way down here. We're going to go all the way up here to just a new high. That's it. Just break above 65.80. I don't know if we do. I'm not telling you we are. I just draw these things in to see if we do or not. Whenever we come to these places, it's never like, oh, yeah, we're going there. I'm actually watching to see if we do. Now, this implies that we are going there. So I'm going to draw this above. And until this fails, one of these rejection points, this is the way that we're going heading. Higher, 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 higher. So the first thing we're going to do is that one right there. We're going to come back down. Here, I'll just show it like this. I'll redraw this. Going to draw that one down there, right? We held. I'm going to look for this one above. Somewhere up here, doesn't matter. 658.50 is all that's needed, but we'll go up a little bit more here. Right? I'm going to go right back down here. And wait a minute, right up here, 660, right, as the next one. And we're going to probably fail this one. And back down to hold this right here. And then we're going to look for 662 or a break higher and 662 up here. A little bit more detailed. This, like that. You could also draw this in. You could also draw this in if you wanted to, like what? On an hourly basis, you could just draw this like what? 660, right? There's 660. Back down here, 662. right? 662. Down here, right? And then a break higher right there. Something like that. Much easier to draw. Simplified. And for right now, we're looking for this base to hold, right? We may actually be up here. We could do the sharp correction all the way down here to the hourly and half hour, but we could also stay in the 1 and 5 minute, couldn't we? So we'll drop these down. I want you to look at this hourly trigger. This half hour coming up. Here's the hourly trigger right here. I'm going to show you this. Make this a little bit cleaner. So this is the ramp right here. See it? This is the ramp right here. All right, so this one's coming up like so. All right, so this one helps. The next one is this one right here. Come back down, and you're going to expect this to hold up here. All right, but you could draw something like this, couldn't you? Because we know that's the real support, right? That's the real support right here. We'll draw this one in with a little bit of a, oh, wait a minute. A little bit of a dotted line. A little bit of a failure here. There we go. And then just the tip. You ever hear me say just the tip? It's not, I don't think we're going there. I just think that I want to watch it. Like, do we put the tip up? Or does the tip fail? And that has huge implications for Q4 month 1, month 2, or month 1, and then more importantly, farther out in time, the end of Q4, Q1 of 2026. Does this show us going higher down the road to trade 670? Either now or a failure of 670, or do we never come back there? We're never going to see 680, 720, that kind of stuff in this Q4 or Q1 of 2026. So we'll just draw this in for right now. This is a target for us. I have this in here as coming out at the close today, or a little bit farther than the close. This is right here. This is Monday. Come back on Monday with a pullback, 9 a.m. Another extension up. This is an early week extension up, Tuesday. And then what? FOMC. There's also in here on Tuesday, the day before. This is the day before. This is Vixpiration. So there's even a little bit of a drawdown in here for Vixpiration. Pre-Vixpiration. Maybe we bled down a little bit more. It's like nothing ever happened. So we'll just look at this as the expectation into early next week right here. So if you're watching the free portion of this show, this looks pretty good, right? Some people would say it's like this. It's going to happen faster. But we're going to give you some time. Remember, it's always price or time around here, right? If we take all of these price targets and we just go rampo-rama, right? Wham up here, right? Pull back, wham up there, pull back, and then wham up there. Before we even get her, that's fine. So we'll just do time or price. Give you a little extra time in here next week. Just like this right here. Go back to the main screen. We're going to switch over to a 1 minute basis here next. We're just going to follow trend all the way up unless something breaks or happens. Here's trend. Easy peasy. It's now 10 a.m. We don't know if we're going to stay on trend or not. We know we have to watch for flows, sell flows, buy flows. We'll know more information as 10 and 10:30 show themselves. Maybe we'll make this a little bit thicker for now. so that we can begin to see what those flows are. Are they positive or negative? We'll come back over here, do a small one for 11 a.m. You know, like VIX fuckery. And we got this other middle section right here, 11:30. Then we get the big boy over here at 12 and 12:30. Make that a 2. Actually, I'll make these yellow, just so we can see the flows as they come and go. As they come and go. U.S., I love you. But you're bringing me down. $1 white, and only a 1. That's good enough for now. Okay, here we are. Remember that 6, see this white line right here? The horizontal one, that's our targets, right? So 658.50 is our first target right here. I'm also going to bring up on the page triggers, or not triggers, pivots. We're on a weekly pivot right now. We're going to change to a daily pivot. And we have our 1 up here. This is target 2, 659.45. Target 1, 658.50. Target 2, let me just draw that shit in for you. I always feel like a bunch of fucking crayon eaters around here, myself included. So we'll draw in PT1. We'll draw in PT2 over here. We'll just keep watching those. Flows look like it's up. I am long calls, if you don't know. I think I said that on the beginning of the show, right when I started. I am going full burr right now. I'm in full plaid burr. Burr. Got my plaid on, bro. Hopefully we can get out of here at some point. Hopefully we don't get I hope that we don't go up all day long till 4. I hope we don't. Hope we fucking wrap this shit up at like 12, maybe 1 o'clock with the market going up. Hope we can do this early. So you can take the weekend and you and I can do a show on a preview for all that stuff we talked about earlier. Hold on, I gotta go on Twitter and shitpost because I already told them this morning that we were going up before the open. Hold on a second here. Did you guys see this one last night? This fucking meme? Hold on here. Hold on, I got something for you guys. We can probably use this for like, I think we can use this for people in our Discord that are fucking pure alpha motherfuckers. Like, I got to tell you guys something. Like, we have decentralized power around here. These parts. Literal. We have decentralized power around here. We ensure that I'm not your fucking furu. We have a lot of furus, like not furus, but like we got people with alpha in our Discord. We let them shine, and we do that because I'm not always right, and I like to have good traders' perspective, not just my own. I'm always like bouncing my shit off those guys. Like, what do you think of this? Am I wrong here? I'm got like sometimes my emotions. I think most people, right? Your emotions get the better of you, right? You're like thinking it's gonna be this and that, and you're like, hey man, I'm super bullish here, and now I started reading a bunch of doom, so I'm like really bearish now, and I need you to smack me in the face. And hold on one second here. Dude, did they get? Oh, you got to be fucking kidding me. They removed this fucking thing. Like Reddit's on like full on. So just a heads up to you. I looked at our posts yesterday that was very like it was like a girl with a goat or something. And I was thinking of Brian Watts with this meme. They removed it yesterday from Reddit. Like Reddit's on this auto, like the big Reddit is on auto lockdown mode right now. If you like fart, you're getting auto deleted by not sub mods, but by the. I spoke to a guy that's a moderator of Reddit yesterday. He said that like Reddit admins are just fucking flushing all of Reddit right now. Reddit's being astroturfed to the max. Now, I was going to post this meme for you in the Discord, but they removed it yesterday. Hold on here. I'll try to find it. Maybe it's somewhere else on Reddit right now. Hasn't gotten removed just yet. Holy shit. Reddit's on fire right now. They're just removing everything. Reddit is being like erased. Holy shit. Like, here's one that they removed. This was the meme right here. Completely harmless meme. Gone. Why the fuck are they like, it's so, no. Look at that one right there. They removed it. It was like a girl like saying she wasn't going to look at a goat. It's gone. They removed it. Like a rat in a cage. Oh, you did download it? Yeah. That's what they're doing. Yeah, 100%. I'm with you guys on that. They're like straight up right now. They're like straight up right now. Like like it's like yesterday I got on Reddit in the daytime and I'm like, what are all these fucking posts? I'm like, there's subreddits that are in the front page that are never on the front page ever. And then they were recycling old content all over Reddit, and I was like, God damn! I was like, what's going on here? So I like started fighting, fucking around in Reddit. And I'm like, they're on like full lockdown mode. Like Reddit's on basically full on fucking lockdown mode right now. That post right there was very like, that's just a funny post, and it's gone. Those aren't subreddit mods. Those are site-wide admins. They're scrubbing Reddit right now. Did you save it? Post it in the Discord. That fucking goat meme was dope. I was like, I'll get to it tomorrow. I didn't download it. I just waited. I was like, I'll just put it in my list of shit. I'm going to see if there's... I've got a bunch of other saved posts from yesterday. I wonder if those are all gone too. Hold on, let me look. Holy shit. They're removing all kinds of stuff. Hold on here. Don't flirt with him. The greatest moment in beer history. Is that one still alive? That one's still up. Greatest moment in beer history is still up. That was a good one. I like that meme too. Okay. So. We're not done here, by the way. This is all-time highs. I'm gonna draw this out for you guys. 1 here, 2 here, 3 there, and we're gonna look for 4 right there. Just like that. Just hammer out this PT1. There's one right here. New York, I love you. You're bringing me down like a rat in a cage. New York, I love you. You're bringing me down. Oh, that's the one right there. That's it right there. I gotta download that shit. Thank you. Somebody had it. You guys fucking had that thing's a great meme, isn't it? That fucking meme was outstanding. I was gonna post that for like David and Binky and all those guys every time they come in here and pump shit up. I got that book, The Intelligent Investor. It's a good fucking book, by the way. That's a great fucking book. The Intelligent Investor. I watched the guy yesterday. Unload on Wolf Richter's site. It was bizarre. His post was like he did like a 500 word essay in the comments section of a Wolf Richter article, and I'm like, oh god, it's like this is a nightmare reading this. All right, hold on here. So, all right, here we go. So, yeah. Save it for Vol Wiz. Vol Wiz would love that fucking meme. He would fucking love that meme. There was a guy in like this guy in Wolf Richter was like, I went into the bond market. He went in early. He went into the bond market like during the crash in 2019-20 there, the COVID crash. But he didn't get out. While they were cutting rates, he didn't get out. He stayed in the bond market. And he got fucking annihilated during free money. And there's a lesson in there. There's two lessons. And the first lesson is I was like, well, why the fuck didn't you just snap like a moving average or something? You pick it, like any major role, you could just do a moving average, a simple moving average. You type in your own number as long as you're on trend, you're long market. The moment you're underneath that trend, and in today's day and age, it's easy to set that for yourself. You know, you can go to TradingView and like set an alert on a moving average and say, if we go below this, tell me so I can sell. And if we go above it, add again. It's not that hard. It's pretty easy. So you're like long duration, not bonds, long duration stock market. So you outrun inflation and other things, not just inflation. There's other things. But there's like, I call it, elephant money. Like there's a herd of money that's not you and I. These are very wealthy people. You can see it in like wealth effect stuff. Like if you read all of Wealth Effect, there's all kinds of dangers and there's all kinds of the Wealth Effect means a lot of different things. I should rephrase that. It means a lot of different things, but one of the things of Wealth Effect is outrunning the cost of owning money is a big part of the Wealth Effect. And the more money that you have, so I've been poor. When you're poor, you make do with what you have. And sometimes you'll have people say things to you like, having money is not all it's cracked up to be, or it doesn't bring happiness. None of that's true. None of that's true. It's lies. Money solves shit for you. Believe that. But it also does introduce a lot of pitfalls in having money. And one of those pitfalls is constantly chasing fucking yield. You have to chase yield. And this guy was saying he was trying to protect his money, and he got fucked during the free money era. He got fucked. And he was in protect mode in the wrong place. And a big part of the Wealth Effect, of course, is where are the elephants? Where are they? They run from place to place. They'll go anywhere to chase yield. Not just yield. I shouldn't say that. It's not just chasing yield. It's like chasing yield, and then it's also when we're in a tightening phase, outrunning inflation and other bad things. So you have to watch where that money goes. As a matter of fact, this spring, where did that money go? All that money went to Europe, right? The EU. Money fled to EU, and then it came back into U.S. market. And you're always wanting to see where that money goes. And sometimes it's not the stock market. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's Europe. Sometimes it's Asia. There's a lot of money in Asia right now, in China, believe it or not. A lot of elephant money leaving to go to China. But then there's other places, like you flee to the bond market. You can flee to real estate. You can flee to gold. You can flee all over. There's all manner of things. Someone else commented yesterday about PE and VC guys. And it was, I found it ironic. I read a comment yesterday on one of the Wolf blog posts, and another guy was like, oh, I watched a CNBC show the other day, and they were talking about the VC and PE guys and how they are moving into equities. They're moving into equities, and they're in trouble right now. I'm like, they're not in trouble. They've only told you half that story. They didn't tell you. I actually know. I have a small circle of friends that know the famous PE guys. Literally, not lying. Like in real life. And those guys aren't getting hammered or fearful. Those guys are like VC and PE guys. This is big money, right? Elephant money. They've already done all that consolidation. So they're trying to unload that stuff. Like, hey, man, we consolidated funeral homes. We consolidated hardware stores. We consolidated veterinary clinics. We consolidated dental clinics. So they've done the work, and now they want to unload that shit, right? So there's something else at play, too, though. We are entering a new technological age. And whenever we do enter a new technological age, every time, we destroy old businesses and create new businesses. So if we have a new economy based on new tech at any time in history, you see old companies get destroyed and new companies rise. Simplest way to think about that would be horse and buggy and cars, right? It's fairly easy to think about. So these VC and PE guys, they don't want to reinvest in let's say they consolidated horse companies, and now they want to sell all that shit, right? Lease them all out and that kind of stuff. But they don't want, in an economy change, two things can happen. You have a new economy. So if you're going to be a new economy, right, you need to set up that new economy. And the second thing would be, or even within that, you don't even know what that new economy is going to be. That's where the danger is for these VE and PC guys, or PE guys, VC guys. As the new economy is changing, we don't know what it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be fucking AI, general AI, super AI overlords, and death and destruction and tons of pain, or if it's going to be something where at some point they go, we're going to rein all that in. All these countries got together, we fought over it, and now we're not gonna do quite general AI. We've banned it, kind of like nuclear weapon proliferation. So you don't know what it's gonna be. You don't know, like it's unknowns. And then the second thing that happens in these new epochs is potential government changes, and you're gonna get everybody under the sun scrambling and scraping and rat clawing. You know the old man meme that we created. You know, the fat old man hand with the ring on it and slimy and gross and dirty. And these are the fucking powerful people that do the creepy shit because they've had everything already. Those people. They will propose the most batshit crazy power grabs they can. They don't know where we're gonna come out with a new economy and a new power government structure for that new economy. So they're going to ask for everything. Do they get it? Nobody knows. But why not ask for everything, right? If your dad says, what do you want for Hanukkah or Christmas or Kwanzaa? You're going to say, I don't know, give me $1 million, man. And you'll hope for $50 or $100. You're right. So you're just going to say, give me it all, man. Why not? right? So those PE and VC guys that were talked about in CNBC, they just don't want to step on a landmine, right? Like, what is the new economy going to be? Where is the money? So there is some, hey, let's get out of this and move it into where? Equities. Where in equities? China, Europe, somewhat in the U.S. And they're always trying to protect their wealth. So if we're in contraction, they might go elsewhere. But when we're in expansion, which we are right now, even though it's slowing, we are still in economic expansion, still at this moment. So there's more. It's more not like we're fearful or anything. They don't tell you the other side of the story. They just want to make sure that they're investing in things that are going to explode. And you know, they already in this guy's commentary is like, oh, they're all getting out of big tech and AI and all that stuff. It's because they ramped this fucker up all the way to the moon. So they're now looking for the next thing to invest in. And they don't want to step on a landmine because there's going to be fucking landmines. And as a matter of fact, if you think about the year 2000, if you look at the year 2000, there were a lot of internet companies, the first revolution in this new tech, right? There were a lot of internet companies that were landmines too. So it's not just old industries and old businesses that are flush, but even some of the ones that purport or claim to be the future may not be. What do we have? Like, well, wasn't there like a petfood.com or something, pets.com or something like that? Wasn't there something called Yahoo? Right? Was there something called AOL online, that kind of stuff? They didn't make the jump, did they? And you hear Winky sometimes talk about this, right? Remember when we first started trading? Like Joe Donut came, he was like, "Where do you think NVDA goes?" I'm like, "Oh, it's gonna go way the fuck up here. This is pre-split." And he was like, "No way, you serious?" I'm like, "Yeah." And I think he bought for that, and we went there. That's right where we are right now on NVDA. To be honest with you, it's exactly where we are after all the splits. Winky Face makes the comment, "Hey, all these other companies are going to jump on the train on this ride with NVDA, but they're fake. And you have to watch out for them once this whole pricing in of AI and robotics is done. You don't want to be left holding a bag." And that would be a company like I think it was called pets.com. I could be wrong, but whatever that pet company was. And that happens in these creating new industry things. So I just think I don't think so. When you hear those conversations on like CNBC about like PE, VCI guys, there's always something else there that they don't want to tell you. And it's probably positive if it's a negative, if it's like a negative first part of story, it's probably positive. If it's a positive story, it's probably negative, but they're not telling you. And that's how statistics, probabilities, all that kind of shit is manipulated frequently. They give you part of it, but not all of it. They don't give you context. There we go. Does that help you guys? Is that fucking helping? You guys want to see that? Now, what do you want to know about this right here? You just watch this prior high. Just want to make sure we get over it. You do not want to see how we've got the 10 o'clock. You want to watch this one right here. This is still valid to go higher as long as we get the new high, right? So we can still stay long here. If we don't get the new high, we know they're going to try to roll it. We'll actually raise this up a little bit right there. And if we hit that new high, we're going to squeeze. And so we're going to go this one right here, start getting us above it. We'll probably fail this one right here. And then that big uppies right there. We want to watch this this prior high right here. Just want to make sure we can get above it. We already have. This is the one you got to watch right here. We've already taken their stops. Their stops are right here. We've already taken them. we're likely going to squeeze. Like a rat in a cage. Could actually do it like this. And then like this garbage right here. And we'll fix this here. Hold on. That one right there. Like this one right here. And you just want to pay attention to this right here. Because we need the new high. If we can't get the new high, this will be sellers. But we're not quite there yet. If we do fail to get the new high, we'll roll it down to the here. But we're not there yet. We're just grinding trend. Okay. Next thing is what? We have our morning set up for us. We are aware that it's dangerous. What are we going to switch into next? For it being Friday. Now, let me go just check a few things here. Let me look at a few things here in the background. Just check. We're going to look at some gamma here in a moment, too. Jesus Christ. Harnett this morning saying, hedge against anarchy, dollar debasement risk. There's no, well, there can be dollar debasement risk. There can be. It's not what's going on. Or they're changing. I shouldn't say that. They're angry, or they're changing it to dollar debasement risk. In truth, it's war fears. It's not dollar debasement, not yet. But these same guys were talking earlier, like Harnett. They've changed their tune now. It's not that they were like, oh God, they were like, oh God, foreign countries aren't going to buy our debt. Did you remember that fucking bullshit? They're not going to buy our debt, bro. Europe's not going to buy our debt. China's not going to buy our debt. That's fucking false. That didn't happen. They fucking, and then like, look, they're not using dollars to spend it now. And it's like, yeah, they're using gold to pay that debt. Gold. That's what they're using. Why though? It's not because of debasement. Why gold? War. War. If there's debasement, it's likely towards war. War. Can't use dollars anymore. No one's going to accept dollars either, are they? So they're hoarding gold, or were hoarding gold to use to pay debt issued by the United States of America, which they're scooping up still today. So we've got Harnett out there going hedge against anarchy, dollar debasement risk. So wild gold bulls have flipped from quiet bull to noisy bull. Gold will rise further. I don't disagree with that it rises further, but not for the reasons they're saying. They want to shake the cage while they're telling you. U.S. share buyback volumes have further room to increase over the coming years towards the 3 to 4% of equity market cap range seen before the pandemic. For U.S. share buybacks, this means an additional $600 billion of share buybacks on top of the record $1.4 trillion annual pace seen this year. In other words, the U.S. buyback force, which has propagated the equity market strongly this year, is likely to become even stronger over the coming years. That was from JPM. I think this is comical too. JPM, market intelligence. SPX was up 30 basis points yesterday. This was let me repeat this. SPX was up 30 points on September 11th, 10th. But 58% of SPX was lower, and the rally was largely driven by three mega-cap tech stocks, NVDA, Avgo, and Oracle. Excluding all three of them, the index level would have been down 50 BPS. That's from JPM Market Intelligence. That was on the 10th. What do we do on the 11th? Rampo-rama, right? That shit doesn't mean anything, does it? Let's look at something else. Let's see if this does matter. Let's see if they're correct in that statement. They might not be. We can find out right now. Fairly easy. Let me see this real quick. Breakdown chart. Yeah, no. Maybe, yeah. No, let me just check this here real quick. Hold on here. Let's look at this. This is my breakup chart. This is actually what moves the market up, or not moves it, but is a good indicator of it moving up or down. And there was this fade over here. And more importantly, this fade was right in here. But JPM's lying to you. If you look at, so this, they're talking about the 10th, right? Here's the 10th. And we were vertical. We were vertical on index price. We were vertical on IXG, and we were vertical on Bitcoin. And what's fascinating about this is what? I think this rally stays intact until we go below this level right here. So I want you to see something, or you can look at this at home. You can do a chart with, ready? Write this down. XBD, X-ray, Bravo, Delta. And then I want you to compare them to IXG and BTC USD. And snap yourself a line on 52.75% and 69.72%. And this will show you if we begin to lose, like really begin to lose this stuff. We're not quite there right now. We almost are. If you start to see these top two begin to roll down, you start to see this one turning down, start getting concerned, but this is holding right now, and this is holding just fine. So rally intact right now. Like shoulda, coulda, woulda. That's the story of my fucking life. Hindsight trading. New York, I love you. You're bringing me down. Hopefully that's stuck in your head now. If you're watching this show and you're just like, fucking that guy just fucked my whole weekend. I'm going to listen to that song in my brain all weekend now. It's a catchy song. Don't listen to the Kermit the Frog one. Listen to a live version of it. It's a kick-ass song live. Okay. Next thing. So we read all that kind of stuff to you there. Let's look at a few other things here. We're going to look at gamma. Let's see if there's any more news from this morning. Holy shit. Let me just take a peek at this. SPX Daler Gamma imbalance reached the highest level since 9/19/2024. Whew. The call wall at 6,600 has grown massive in size. Agreed. We do not see how traders can push above that level on Friday. I'm in agreement with that. Bottom right-hand side. Let's go look at gamma really quick. Take this down, put this over here. This is what we're looking for right here. They're saying no break above 6,600. This is PT2. We already did PT1. We're not really trying to push above it, though. We're trying to do what? Get a new high. So we have to beat this thing. We have to beat this thing for a new high and then sell this. But the moment that we do get above it, what happens? We can trigger buyers, right? So we do think that we're going to lose this. I am agreeing with that. We should lose it. Oh, let me move this over. This goes something like this. Something like this. Like this, and then like this, and then like this, and then like that. We do not see how traders can push above the index, that level of the index on Friday. We wouldn't normally anyways. We would normally go to it and sell in a pretty big way. And then we would come back again, sell, get above, sell, and then get above. Why? Momentum, right? We need the hourly trigger up here, the half-hour trigger. We need to be above it to trigger that buying. Not quite there yet. So that's fine. That's fine for right now. We just want calls rolled up there to supply a downside move. Like if you want to see downside, you want to see like normally what you see is this. You'll see like come into a major resistance point where there are no calls. And then we'll get to it, and people will roll their calls. They're like, "I'm going to buy 6,700." Why? Because it's systematic. I run a systematic trading plan, right? Not you and I, but some participants do. And what they do is they end up providing the fuel for a major pullback. So like you'll get a rejection on that. Normally you get an auto rejection on a big wall. And you'll fall, but then you'll come back up and you'll trigger that systematic buying, but then there'll be a larger correction afterwards. These are dealers that'll destroy all those calls, right? They'll make them fucking worthless, and then you can go up and trade 6,700. And it's just that first little bit that we're trying to get. This first little bit right here. You're trying to get. Oh, let me just show you this. You're not trying to trade actual 6,700. You're trying to get above it at some point. So you're getting that call rolling, and then we fail. This isn't 7,000. This is like 62.50 or something like that. And then you should see a major drawdown, like major, murder that whole entire chain of 6,700. So their Gamma Bros are saying we won't break above it. I agree with that. That's a fair statement. What else do we have here? B of A this morning or last night talking about VIX. If you're VIX gang, you might want to read this. I'll post in the Discord. So if you're part of volatility gang, I'm gonna post this for you. The big one I apologize. Oh, wait a minute. What is that? No. Copy. Paste. What the fuck is that? What is that? No. Hold on a second here. Like a rat in a cage. Copy. Hold on here. Do I have the AI shit? Is AI in the room with me with Windows right now? I think AI is in the window in the room with me with Windows. What the fuck is that? Why do I have a bunch of? How is that? That's my notepad looks wonky as fuck too. For some prior stuff. Yeah, what is that? What the fuck is that right there? I got some real wonky shit going on in my computer here this morning. New York, I love you. You're bringing me down. So if you're part of volatility gang, you can read that if you want. I got like notepads that are open from prior stuff. It's all in like Chinese characters now. I don't know why. That's so fucking weird. We'll go back and check that later. Okay. So that's for VIX gang. I'm not going to read that in public because it's just too goddamn long. Hold on here. Keep squeezing higher. I don't want to hear anything that they're. I got something from the Robinhood CEO on inflation and tariffs. Don't believe anything that comes out of their fucking mouths. Nothing. They're like the new, in my view, they're the new Citadel. Don't believe anything that comes out of their fucking mouths. Nothing. Zero. What else do I got here? JPM. Coming out this morning. And they say earlier this week we had flagged that next week's Fed could become a sell the news event as investors take time to consider the macro environment. The Fed future reaction function potentially stressed positioning a temporary. Hey, and by the way, you have the roll coming up for futures, which is going to give a bunch of information on this topic that I'm going to discuss with you right now. So JPM earlier this week, we had flagged that next week's Fed could become a sell the news event as investors take time to consider the macro environment. The Fed futures reaction function, potentially stretched positioning. This looks stretched, right? A temporarily weaker corporate buyback bid, waning retail investor participation. That makes sense. Waning. Yeah, I can see that right now. And quarter end rebalancing. And I don't know if they talk about this further on in this note, but I want to tell you in this quarter end rebalancing, in this quarter rebalancing, you also have to account for what? Tax loss harvesting, positioning for M&As next year. What else? If we're going to do rebalancing, right, there might be more effect on rebalancing, right? So I've had my huge winners. I'm going to take some off the top systematically. And I'm going to look at what? I'm not going to look at my losers. I'm going to look at the ones that are green but have underperformed, right? So there could be a larger impact from that, right? I've had all these kick-ass runners all year long, and now I got to look towards something that's green and positive, but not red, right? Not red on year. I'm going to dump that shit too. You know what I mean? So there might be more glaring or impactful moves. Some of those losers, you may want to start watching for more death and destruction in those tickers, right? So if they've been red for 3 quarters, your favorite stock, they could get some capitulation, but you still want to watch them because they would be candidates for what? M&As. And you'll sometimes see those ramp like end of year, December, on bullshit, or not bullshit necessarily, but M&A trades into Jan, February, March. So you want to be aware of those as well. Oh, look at that ramping higher again. Come on, keep on doing it. And we know that the sellers want to be here. We know they're trying to come in. We know they're going to try to sell. We know. They're going to try to sell 10. They're going to try to sell 12 p.m. It's going to be like pulling teeth. We get it. So JPM earlier this week, we had flagged the next week's Fed could become a sell the news event as investors take time to consider the macro environment. It's not just that, it's quarter end, Q3, right, or Q4, right? The Fed future reaction function potentially stretched positioning a temporarily weaker corporate buyback period, waning retail investor participation, and quarter end rebalancing. If this comes to fruition, look for a 3 to 5% pullback, with some key catalysts to support the bull case. Number one, PCE on September 26th. Write this down at home, which is already de-risked with today's CPI print. NFP on October 3rd, where a higher month-over-month print will continue to support an increasingly optimistic macro outlook. You got to remember too, if we start getting cuts, that's definitely gonna fucking push inflation up. Inflation can be a good thing too. Not a good thing. It can be a good thing for markets, cash markets like this. At least initially. Not necessarily a negative thing. If money becomes cheaper, markets go up. Rate cuts can fuel that. That's being priced in right now. This rate cut's being priced in right now, and further rate cuts are being priced in right now. If those don't happen, the market's going to react fucking violently to the downside. If they're snubbed by the Fed. But also there's wages are keeping up. I want to show you some data this morning. Some interesting data in inflation. Because as a functional, responsible member of society, you probably want to see some of this stuff. Rents are starting to go up right now. Housing prices are coming down. Rents are going up. So if you rent a house or an apartment out, you should be raising your rent right now. If you're a renter, you should either start staying where you live or have found a place right now and not wait, because the rents are going to ramp. If you're looking at a house right now, you want to look at the history of the rent price. If you can catch one that hasn't raised the rent and it's lower than the average, now is the time to do it. There could be landlords out there that are fucking dumb and don't know to start raising rents. So you could get a good deal right now. Those deals are going away. If you're trying to buy a house, probably coming down a little bit more. I don't care about your micro fucking region that's still going up. I could care less. But most of the U.S. prices are coming down in key demographics. But we'll look at some of that later this morning. CP outlook on October 15th, which will guide expectations for the October 28th Fed, similar to the setup in a September Fed. Based on information we have now, we like the bull case. And when you use any pullback to add to risk, I'm in agreement with that. I like all that. It's all good. The only thing that I have a point of contention with would be the 3 to 5% correction is probably the average and the good idea. We're going to get into that later this morning, but you still want to be watching for the 8 or 10% or 15 or 20 or 30. But I think the average is what you want to be looking at. Like, that's your base case. There are going to be some outside the range expectations for more ugly. But I think that's fine. I think I posted that last night, too, on Twitter. I was like, hey, you pull back. If you don't lose trend, you stay in trend, you're good to go. Oh, yeah, baby, get up there and fucking do it. Oh, fuck yeah. Yes. Yes. Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can watch this right now. We got a new all-time high in the stock market right now. Here is that PT2 with the red above it. Oh, fuck yeah. Pump them. Oh, God, no lube. Oh. Oh. You mean like this? Like that? Is that what you want? You want that, Discord? There you go. You want that right there? I was trying to do it like the movie. What was it called? With the Super Trooper? You know, the way the bear fucker. You might want to take a little bit off soon. We hit PT1 just then. You can see it right there. We might break above it. We got PT2 right here. We have a failure, of course, expected above it into 12 p.m. If you want to take a little bit off right here, I can't blame you doing some shit like that right there, maybe. We got this one right here next. We'll bring that a little bit over here for you, PT2. So something like that. Remember, we could pull back on this. Give me a little bit of pullback there. If you want to take a little bit off, you can. I can understand that. Watch for a pullback here. We gotta still do this bullshit right here. Get above it, maybe pull back down. Some of that more nonsense noise. Hot. It was like this motion right here. It was like this more. We're almost at top here. We're close. Not quite. Almost there. Hey, thanks there, Xmas Holiday. TDT, I'm on it, my brother. I got you, my brother. TDT, we'll look at it this morning. Is that titties? We're gonna look at ticker symbol titties. Titties. Ticker symbol Tango Tango Delta. Oh, it's TTD. Yeah, I got that down. Titties. Tid D's. Titties. TTD. Ticker symbol titties. I don't know what it does, but I think it's focused on titties. TTD. If you're at home, look at ticker symbol TTD. They do ad sales. I'm just kidding. I'm just fucking around. I'm trying to be like that guy on fucking CNBC, Winky. When they're like, what do they actually do, bro? I don't know. I just know it goes up, stonks go up. Roger that. I'll look at that one too if you want. UPST, bro. It's UPST. Next up, we've got an expert on this stock over here. Tell us what it does, and then the glitch. Oh fuck! Stonks go up. Oh, I can't hear you. My earpiece is out, bro. Can't hear you. At first he flinched, and then he said, "I can't hear you." That shit was classic. Oh god, that was fucking beautiful. That was like, I'm not gonna say there's a famous short seller, not short seller ST. That guy rocks. There's an actual short seller, famous one. You guys like them? They got caught with another short seller. Their text messages and emails were linked, or a message stream between them and another short seller, and like they portrayed themselves as like the most they portrayed themselves as very smart people. They used big words and sentences. They had a good writer, a good script writer, and then in the text messages it was like, dude, we just dropped it. I bought a bunch of 0-day puts. Like, these fucking guys are, and they would like make fun of retailers and shit. And I'm like, they're doing the same thing that retailers do. They're guilty. We're getting kind of close here, a little bit close here. Let's look at maybe a rejection point on SPX. Well, let's see if we can find one on SPX here. We're not doing 1 month. We're doing 1 day. Easy there, gunpowder. It's just above this right here, this 60496. So we'll leave that up just in case. Just in case. Until something changes. Okay, ship posting it done there. So he says 3 to 5%. I think that's reasonable. JPM says that. I think that's reasonable. I think it can be bigger, but we don't really care. We're just going to be looking for. Watch out for a drop right here. See this right here? Watch out for a drop right here. Like a rat in a cage. This is trend. This is the half hour, the hourly trigger. Remember that sometimes we come into these like 11:30 periods. Wait, remember this. Like sometimes we hit this PT1 right here. We can sometimes like come down into this like 11:30. You know, Europeans get out. Asia gets out. Then we'll find out if New York wants to buy. So we can have a pullback here. Just watch out. If you want to take some off, you can. We're close enough. Nice little pin strike right there. Look at that fucking pin strike. Look at that fucking PT. Look at that. What is that? A goddamn sexy bitch, isn't it? Look at that. See that right there? See that fucker right there? So watch out for selling. Watch out for Europeans and Asians getting out of our market. Does the U.S. buy at 12 o'clock? We've got VIX fuckery, as Pinky likes to say. We're going to make a song out of this other song. Fuck yeah, baby. Xmas Holiday just wrecking the Discord like a gangster. He's like, give me my money, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go fuck a bit. Oops, I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna go out and get laid, do some blow, and be back later this afternoon, boys. Gangster. Congratulations, Green Vegas. We'll start the weekend early, boys. We need Binky to come out with his 10:30. Where the fuck is I always love Binky's. I fucking love Binky when he comes out at 10:30 and he's like the always learning post. I'm expecting something like that from Binky this morning. You don't have to earn any your anniversary day? What's this? Oh, L director cut out of here. What are you doing? I didn't miss this. What anniversary, bro? Say it. Hey, what? Hold on, L director. Tell everybody we're all here. What's up? Marriage? Oh, fuck yeah, bro. Fucking boss. Congratulations, L director. That's no small feat, is it? It ain't easy being married. Good job, man. That's hard work, dude. No, it's more than just hard work. Marriages fail all the time, right? For a bunch of different reasons. Congrats, man. The ones that last are ups and downs all around, man. You'll have experienced everything. If I see anyone that's married a long time, I'm like, God damn, they must have went through some shit one way or another. He might be lying. It ain't, dude. Like, how do you have kids today? Like, how do you get married and have kids today? Like, how can you afford that shit? It's like being a braggart if you're like married with kids today, right? Or you're fucking poor, one or the other. Congrats, dude. I do the purse thing. I do that. I do the purse thing. I know I have a lot of women in my life. So I usually do the purse thing, or like those kind of things that they don't normally buy for themselves. I'll do like I don't want it. Like, I don't want to buy her a fucking mop and a broom. I don't do that shit for women. They don't need those mops and brooms. I'll get them shit that they'll never buy for themselves. You know, that's what I do. They break their day, or in my world, women break their balls day and night. I'm shocked at what they assume that they should never have to assume. They break their balls. I've never seen a woman not break her balls, to be honest, in general. So I always try when it's like their birthday or some shit, wedding, anniversary, holiday. I'm like, let's get her something absurd she'd never ever spend on herself. So that's what I think. The purse is good, dude. Yeah. I like that. Most of the women I know, they're always like, in our society, we tend to like raise daughters with, you got to be nice and you got to be this and you got to be that. Not that they should, or whether they should or shouldn't. But they're always constantly fucking breaking their dicks taking care of people. So I'm like you got to give them something for themselves. They break my balls too, man. I get my balls broken day in, day out by women. Like it's never ending, dude. That's the other side of the coin too, right? As a matter of fact, dude, my wife is slightly younger than me, like a year and a half. I think it's a year and a half, 2 years. And so she can do things that I can't do anymore, and she makes fun of me. She's like, look at that fucking old man over there, can't get off his knees. And yesterday she couldn't get off her knees. And I was like, see, you're fucking right behind me. Like, she tries to help me. She's like, you know, you're getting old, don't be doing that shit anymore, because of course I destroyed my body raising kids with her, you know. Another thing that I did to myself on top of the army and the hiking and biking and surfing and all that other shit, destroying my body. Like stand aside, I'll pick up the refrigerator alone. Stand aside, I'll pick up this fucking alone. And as I'm getting older, she does things for me like that. Like, you know, I'll help you out over here. Let me hold the ladder for you. Kind of stuff, you know. Let me help you with that so you're not destroyed. But she's feeling it now too. I could see it. I was like, yeah, you're getting older too. Some of that shit's just age. Yeah, I do vacuums for presents. If it's a quality one. We do the shitty vacuums. I don't do the... We tried the Roomba thing. That thing didn't fucking work. That thing will like suck up everything you don't want it to suck up, so we don't do that. And then I've had one or two nice vacuums in life. They're really good. I just can't justify the cost. And we need a lot of them. I've got a 4-story home. 4 stories. So I gotta have like a vacuum in every fucking floor. I don't do the in this house I don't have the wall vacuum. I did have that when I lived in Santa Fe. Those are cool too. We just plug it in the wall. Those are kind of cool. Dysons are badass. My daughter that's at University of Michigan, they wanted or she was going to go to UMass, and they asked her to buy a Dyson for the dorm room. Like they were like, we need the best vacuum Dyson, then we need an air purifier. It's got to be this kind, and it was expensive as fuck. I was like, God damn. You know what I forget? I forget that I should, even though my wife's a homemaker too, and what I forget is that I should do some of her shit. When I do her shit for her, like her responsibilities, if I help out with that stuff, I get laid. I get fucking laid when I do that shit. Like, if I just like randomly start like doing this or doing that, I get laid. It's fucking awesome. Especially when it's unannounced and you just do it. If I cook, I do the cooking. We have different responsibilities. Like I do the cooking, or I did the cooking for many, many years. And she would do the cleaning. So make sure I have a washing machine, all that kind of stuff, clean up after myself. But if I like cook and clean, if I like cook, serve, clean everything up, getting laid. Guaranteed. Getting laid. Oh, and spending time with the kids, no brainer. Spend time with kids, getting laid. Getting laid. Every time. Spend time with kids, getting laid. Wives, you're going to get laid every time. What? Right? Yeah, you get laid by anybody. You do like an act of service for somebody, like, hey, you know, hey, king, hey, queen, even a guy friend. You get a guy friend and you like lift something for them. You might not get laid, but they will fucking style your ass out, right? I think that applies to everybody. I don't think it's just women. I think it's like everybody in life. I don't know. I've always been the I had one girlfriend when I was younger. She was like that, and it was just too much. Look, you know what I mean? A little too good. I like doing the big thing that they don't expect. The purses for me are the big one. It used to be shoes for me. I used to get her shoes. I used to take her to the LA Women's Shelter. Used to put on a shoe. LA Women's Shelter. in Los Angeles. I don't know if they still do that, but I used to fly her out there, and these women would go on they would go berserk. And they would have like Ferragamo's, Jimmy Choo's, all the fucking sexy shoes. And I would show up there, and there'd be not many men. There'd be men there, but not many. And I would go inside, and they would run inside, and I would sit down. I would just sit down in a corner near the tables, and my wife would bring me shoes to hold for her. And every time I would go, random women I didn't even know would see me sitting over there with my wife's shit, and they would bring me shoes too and go, do you mind holding these for me? And I was like, fuck yeah, I'll hold those for you. So I'd like hold multiple piles of shoes. But she doesn't do shoes anymore. She is stereotypical, like Legally Blonde. She falls down she puts on a pair of high heels and she falls almost immediately. She finds every crack, every rock, everything, and she's constantly busting her ass in high heels. It's kind of funny to watch and adorable, but okay. Moving on. JPM with JPM. What would be a buy after a pullback? So if we have a base case of 3 to 5%, we don't know if it's going to be bigger. We don't know if there's not going to be 3 or 5, or even less. We don't know. Nobody's got a fucking crystal ball. Nobody can tell you that. But let's do the base case in the middle, 3 to 5% pullback. While we do like the market broadening theme, right? While we do like the market broadening theme, this would be what? Cut your losers, roll into underperform, take some off your overperforms, right? We also like being OWTMT. Shocker. And that's what this conversation is going to roll into today. The private stream later is we're looking at fucking TMT. What should outperform in Q4 and Q1? We like OWTMT, mega cap tech, AI theme. Shocker. We're going to broaden out, bro. Now, we're also going to look at small caps too, because what benefits from cutting? Do you know? Small caps. If you take, watch out here. There's some, see this right here? This might be top here. We're getting close. We might be selling this 12 o'clock here, so be really careful. This might be top. That might have been the top PT1. Might be. So we need to get over it to take the next. So remember, we need to get over this. Hold on, that's wrong. We need to get over this for the new high to trade this. This is the meat of the trade right here. So you don't want to be buying this dip. You want to be up here, catch a new high, and then put some risk on. You got me? Listen to me closely here. Just hang out here. Hang out and watch this here. Make that one yellow. Make this one red like the last time we set it up for you. Watch out for a roll here. And no, we're not selling it yet. You fucking bears out there. You don't need to be a top caller. You just want to see the roll and the 1 in 5 minute trigger. Remember that. You want to be tactful as a seller. Seller's like, fuck you, bro. It's still rolling. I don't care if it takes a day or two. It's going, bro. By Tuesday, Wednesday, I put all kinds of time. I'm short into fucking December, bro. Fuck you. We're close enough. I'm selling. That's valid. So What do we buy after a pullback? Well, we do like the market broadening theme. We also like OW, TMT, mega cap tech, AI theme. Small cap should be on your list too. If you go back to, if you want the cleanest example of that, I want you to look at free money era in COVID. And I remember I was there. And the thesis was, do you remember this? The thesis was, there's no fucking way small caps are going up because of all these empty offices and buildings around the world. There's only 2 or 3 guys and a gal in there, 3 women and a man. They sent home 400 people. There's no fucking way. That's not what happened. Small caps ramped and outperformed even tech. If you're at the bottom in that time period, IWM literally overperformed tech. Now, I don't think we're in that same free money era here, but we are potentially at the moment of a rate cutting cycle. And whatever the roll down is, and then the up ramp could also include a pretty big move by small caps with the TMT shit and AI and all that. Really careful here. That could be top. That's probably top. Be careful. We're not executing any longs here. You're not short, though, either. Just kind of watching. Just kind of watch this. Don't do anything. No, you're not catching me fucking... You're not catching me getting smoked today, boys. I'm sorry. It ain't happening. Oh, yeah, bring that one down there now. Oof. Yeah. We do not see defensives outperforming, but things like utilities will benefit from a decline in the 10-year, especially if it falls to or through 3.5%. Write that down. 10. Make yourself a chart with an alert on it. Listen to me closely. Listen. Snap a line on the 10-year yield with an alert on it, and write this right next to the alert. Utilities will benefit from a decline in the 10-year, especially if it falls to or through 3.5%. And healthcare, on the combination of strong EPS generation and low positioning plus biotech, should benefit from the anticipated wave of M&A. In the international space, we like emerging markets over domestic markets if the U.S. dollar continues to weaken. But if U.S. macro data continues to inflect higher, there could be squeeze that strengthens the U.S. dollar, likely benefiting the U.S. generally and TMT specifically. It also brings up like Tesla, right? They're not affected by tariffs. Dollar strength, domestic dollar, Tesla. Some of these other companies are moving production. We're doing a new economy. We need a new economy, don't we? Uh-oh, a little bit of turn up here. Not quite yet. Just watching right now. Just watching. Just want to see if we can get a little new, nice little high over here. Would be nice. And then drop down right there. Grab that bad boy right there. Start going higher. We'll move this over a little bit to post 12 p.m. Right over there. If we can catch that trade. Not quite there yet, but we're watching it. We're going to go over more of this later this afternoon. What would outperform? We're going to go over also like what to look for if we do break down if we changed major trend at all, that kind of stuff. We're going to go back and look at the spring as an example to trade against here. There is some other stuff. If we stay on trend and go higher, the pullback is going to be epic. Not this one, but if we do this like whole 2018 trade where we go vertical, if we do the 1990s, we're going to have large corrections. We start stretching enough, it's going to be violent. We're aware of that. We can trade that. It's easy to trade. It's not hard. What else do we have this morning? I'm going to give you guys some. I'm going to shift briefly into some stock picks. Then I'm going to cover TTD, and then we're going to probably wrap up the public show and move on. So if you are, and I'm going to give you, if you're watching the public stream, I'm going to give you an expectation into next week as well. Okay, I'm going to give you expectation into next week before we go private. I'm not going to leave you hanging if you're a free member. Don't worry about it. I got you covered. I'll give you an expectation next week right now. Please like and subscribe to these videos if you could to at least support us. If you don't pay money to be here or whatever to help support what we're doing, it costs money to do what we do. If you don't do that, please give us a like and subscribe. I'll give you an expectation in next week so I don't leave you hanging over the weekend. To those of you that do support the channel and what we do around here, fuck yeah, man, I got you guys covered. We're gonna do some privacy here today, a little behind the scenes shit. Next thing we got. What was the other thing? Oh yeah, stock picks for today. Stank picks. Feet picks. I don't know about this one. On here. BBNX, baby. Woohoo! Jesus, BBNX. Does that work for you? There's stock picks. We're going to finish up with Gamma right now. We've got net Gamma for today. Ready? 6,600. 1 day net Gamma, 6,590, 6,600. It's like a pin. It's like a magnet and repellent to some extent. A little bit of weakness heading into the 12 o'clock hour. Nobody's long. Everybody took the money on PT1. little bit of blood here. Watch this closely. There's one right there. Check some targets, downside targets really quick. This is good right here. This is a 1 hour time frame. That's a 1 hour time frame. Right there. We're going to go to a 15-minute. There's a little sweep lower. There's a little bit of pain down here. Maybe into 12 o'clock. We don't want to see below the white line. We're watching it closely. We're going to go to a 1 minute chart and show you this right here. We're coming into 12 o'clock. The sellers are out. They're telling us scary stories. Let's see if we're getting any rolling higher yet. We're going to look at some 2-date volume on SPX. 2-dates are rolling to 6,600, but not 6,700, so we haven't triggered that. We shouldn't trigger call rolling higher. Another note here, we have a little bit of OTM calls coming in to support us, but not throw us higher. There is some calls coming out at 67.75, 68.50, 2-date calls. It's not it's not enough to push us higher, to break really high, much higher, but it's more like a sideways thing. So not a bunch of help there for the bulls. We do have a pin at 6,600 for the end of the day. We also have a pin. The downside target, if we were going to go there, would be 65.85 and 65.80. We got those already down here. We'll snap in 68.50 and 68.55. There's another one right there. We already touched it. That's right where we are. So let's go down here. So this is what the gamma map looks like for today. Gamma map looks like this. Top and bottom right in here. So we should be kind of tied in here. You know, even if we go down here. If we lose this zone, we want to panic. We want to panic sell if we go down here. But we're not there yet. We know that these are pins. Here, let's do this. There's a pin. And there's a pin. And there's another pin lower. Right there. We're just looking for this right here. We'll try to buy this We already hit this one here. We already hit this one right here. Already hit that one right there. I think that's right in here. You want to see if we break through this white line. If we break through that white line, it's possible we could start trading that low. Not quite there yet. This would be your next target right here, 65,607. Just watch that closely with me. Got a window of new flows coming in at 12 o'clock. We don't know if those are sell flows or not. We're going to find out. Doo-doo-doo. So Gamma, that's all I know on Gamma right now. It's 11:36. Get ready for a private stream at 12 p.m. I'm going to give an expectation right now for the weekend, okay? New York, I love you. You're bringing me down. Like a rat in the cage. New York, I love you. You're bringing me down. Doo-doo-doo. New York, I love you. You're bringing me down. There's trigger screen, yeah. Sweet. You're bringing me down. Oh, wait a minute. I need to be on the hour. When, let's get rid of all this. We'll come back to it. When we are extending, I just want to harp on this. I think I said it at 9:30. I want to say it again to you. It is a time for you and I to respect rules. Why is that? Why do we respect rules? Well, when we have extensions like this one, when it does fail, it could be a doozy. You know, you lose this right here, and you start doing that shit with new lows. That's fucking juicy, right? It's juicy. So you really want to follow rules. There are likely already people out there that are selling this, selling you calls here, or they're buying puts. And we're in this kind of like a up-down distribution. The only real question is, how many more highs do we see? There's also, this being cash market, there's some big numbers up here, right? 660. $250, right? Remember $2.50, right? That kind of stuff. We also have 658.50, right? We already hit that one, didn't we? This morning we did, right? I think we did. Yep, we hit it. Close to it. Yep, we hit it almost exact. Look at that. It's almost a pinstrike right there. 658.48. Close enough in my book. We also know that we can bam, bam, bam. You know, for most of you out there, you're just an observer here. You're not even in a trade. I mean, I do that, but you're just more or less looking, do we fade this? Do we go above it and fade it? Do we go above it, fade this? Do we go above it and fade it? No idea. Nobody knows. You're just observing. Some of you out there are like, Cap, I don't give a fuck if we sell this now. This morning on the opening bell, I don't care if we go vertical. I'm selling it. So they don't care about any of this. Just know that we're going down here to trade down here. That makes sense to me too. I'll sell this and I will observe whatever the fuck happens up here, Cap. I don't give a fuck. There's some other things too. As we approach 6,600, we automatically know that we're not going to go above it, right? We know that. Even if we tip our heads, we know we're not going to go above it. We also know that when we go to big round numbers like 6,055 or 6,000, let's say, 6,250, but 6,500, 7,000, doesn't matter. Big round numbers. We know that the reaction is going to be big to the downside, even if we have to come back. So let's say we go fail this, right? And let's say you get back up here again. And you catch that ramp with call rolling, it's still going to come down again. So you have expansion in market, right? And we should expect this heading into next week, right? Some range expansion. We also have some potential unclenches. You've got the weekend to unclench. We got Friday, today to unclench. Why? So what? It's not a midweek unclench, but it is a Friday unclench, right? So we have option expiry today. We have weekend. Then we come into a day before VIX expiration. Then we come into fucking OPEX and DivX and month end, FOMC, volatility ahead, right? Potential range expansion ahead, right? So I'm going to leave you with something very important here. You're in public right now. I want you to, instead of I'm buying the dip, I'm buying the dip, I'm buying the dip, I want you to start thinking about trading the reaction. So you know where support is. I want you to start thinking about if we blast up here, selling it, and begin to look lower. And even if you miss out on this upside stuff, just start broadening your horizons. So let me explain this better to you. Let's try to simplify this for you. So if for where we are right now, I think it's completely reasonable to start looking to be sell side up here. And I think it's completely reasonable to be looking like a buyer down here. And I want you to start thinking about this range expansion. And I want you to start thinking about being a reaction trader into next week. So if you get positive vol on something, you're up here selling it. You're over here selling it. If we get negative vol or unrealized vol, negative vol, unrealized vol, you're way lower. Just start thinking about it, okay? And as a free member, I think you should just start like this. Start going hands off, and on buy side at least. Be a little bit more patient. And on sell side, I know you're like, Cap, it's never going up here this week, and it can. You can get like an FOMC initial reaction, even if we sell. Just be aware of that possibility. Doesn't mean you can't sell here. But just remember, up here, you're kind of on the outskirts until a roll. If you take the money and run down here, they could still squeeze it up here. Does that make sense? Hey, Cap told me to expand my horizons as a seller. Okay, so I sold. Blast down here. But then you could get ramped out. So take the money and run. Unless we go under and make a new low. You can chase that down there. But otherwise, take the fucking money and run. Stay up here. At least through end of month. Private stream, I'll show you later why. How we start doing these huge ranges. And what it really takes to break trend. What that ugliness looks like. If you're a seller up here, you take the money and run. If we start to expand range even lower, then you get back on sell side. Be tactful as a seller because that shit can get up here. But begin to think about being a range trader. This is in this time period of right now, on Friday, until month end. And possibly the first week of October. Okay? Just like lay off a little bit. We done good? Look at that. We went through all of the scenarios, didn't we? Oh my God, we're never going to get an all-time high. We're going to start a second double correction. Didn't happen. Traded up. Oh my God, summer might end early. Trade it up. Come back down. Enter the season of volatility. Trade it up. Oh my God, we're entering bear season. Trade it up. Doesn't matter if we roll or not. Doesn't matter if we beat seasonality. Same thing over here. Right? We're heading seasonal weakness. We go more than expected. We had a year we did March. We went more than expected up. All that matters is that you can call it, right? That you can. Did we actually roll? Or do we start squeezing? That means you trade it, right? You break it out, you chase it, you hedge it, trade it up, up, and up, and up. Some of that in here right now. If we can't break trend in October, we can't do this. Get underneath it. You know, well, fuck it. We'll run it up. Make sense? Stay on trend. Fuck your seasonal weakness. Let's say we go all the way up in October. Vertical. Oh my God, it's going to be like 2018. Yeah, maybe. If we can't break trend and we keep going up, if we break trend, oh my God, look out below. We'll take that trade when we get there. Start making that move. We can take that trade when we get there. I don't care. And you should be tactful the whole way, right? In, out, in, out, in, out. Oops, not rolling. In, out, in, out. So expectations into next week. Danger. This one right here. This one right here. It's Monday. Monday, 9 a.m. What did I do? Did I do that at 9 a.m.? 1600. Just going to stay right there. Hold on. That looks like shit, doesn't it? I think that looks like shit. Do it like this. This up here. This is, where's Friday? Friday 1600. 1900 Friday up there. Come back down on Monday to support, which should be right in here. Yeah. This is actual support right here. Wait a minute, right here. Monday at 9 a.m., 10 a.m. We're going to buy it again. And we're going to try to trade a failure of 662. Right, where is right there? Right there. A failure of 662. Right there, believe it or not. And then we're going to get above it. Right there. Okay? This is your expectation in next week. I know. That's Tuesday. This is Wednesday. This is how you get to blow offing with FOMC. So this is the expectation. Now, there's a caveat here. When I told you about your rules earlier and how important they are, I fucking mean it. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. Let me check this really quick. This is a weekly. We can take all that right there. We can't take that. That's right there. This doesn't matter. Just let me check this really quick. If I sweep that right there, then we're going down to take some of that candle. We can go down there, take that one, way down there. See right there for a minute. Sweep down, sweep all this out. Let me just go back here and look really quick. Oh, look at that down there. That's messy. God damn. We'll know more information on Monday, but oof. $3 to 5% correction. Oh yeah. How about 6? How about 6% correction? 7% correction. I said 3 to 5. Just look at this. There's your 3% right there. This is what JPM's talking about. This is easy right here. JPM's well, JPM's telling you at least this. But we can easily jackknife down there and party. They're only giving you the first part. And there's something else really dangerous here too, which is the weekly close. We don't have that yet. Just let me look here for a minute. There is a weekly growing in here. It's probably right here, 649, 650 or whatever. We'll know more about this on Monday. Wherever prices will matter on this. This is not pretty. This is all like our close today is going to matter. Where we close the day in price. I'm not going to draw any of these in because today's closing price is going to matter. Let's go to a daily basis. Check this. This is our daily candle right here. So this is Friday, right? This is going to matter here. It's Friday and this is Thursday. This is going to matter. That's going to matter. This is going to be your weekly close, I assume. Maybe even this one. It might be this one down here. I'm not sure yet. Right about there, though. Right about there. Look at that. Look at that base being built. Closing the fucking doors. What they're doing. See all these doors right here? They're closing these fucking things. Look right in the cage. We don't care about that. We don't care about this. We don't care about that. We just care about this. This would be the target. We lose that or any of this. $4 hour. Yep, these are all 4 hours. 4 hours, what really matters. None of that shit matters. Let's move this one up here because that's really what matters. Well, wait a minute. Let's undo that. The only thing that matters here is this. This is it. You could even bring this. Oh, we said the 1 hour and the. Well, wait a minute. Hold on. Undo that. Yeah, there we go. We'll come back here and work on this in a minute. None of this matters. None of that matters. Let's be honest. None of that matters. None of that matters. You don't need to care about any of that on an hourly basis. This is all you care about right here. This is it. This is literally all you care about. This is it. This is all the fucking shit you care about. So here's your gray one. This is your black one or your green one right there. And then we're going to bring this one down. This is it. This is all you need to care about. I want you to note that if this is lost, party time. We don't need any of that. We're just going to be watching that daily trigger. That's it for right now. This is the expectation. And let's say we have all these volatile events, right? If at any point you see like bloodbath, if you see that bounce up, then it kind of like new low, you Johnny on the spot short. Okay? This is the money right here. No, you're not calling tops. Don't do that. We're in accumulation still. But if you see that like this, if this island gets lost at any point, slam the sell button. But we're still in supportive mode, so I want you to remember your rules. And you know what your rules are on these hourly triggers and stuff? Like, here's the hourly trigger. You know, so if we come down here and you're trying to buy a dip, and you don't see the dip buy, you know, and they're just like shank you down here. No, you don't buy puts there. I just went through this on Monday, right? You don't buy puts fucking there. I'm sorry, no. It's not straight down. Not normally. But you do position for it. So this starts to turn, right? You're like, oh, okay. I closed my shorts cap, right? I wouldn't be taking that trade. But on here, if we start creeping down like this, you know, stops and fucking sell. Like that fucking thing right there, that's money. Sell it. We're not there yet, though, so you try doing that shit, you're going to get eaten alive. Don't do it. If this support is lost, does that work for you guys? And I will draw this up for you. Well, there's some other rules here, too. There are some other rules here. Or not rules so far, but the one thing I do want you to remember here is when we approach this 660 right here, or 6,600 on SPX. When approaching 6,600 on SPX, it can get violent. Downside, not up. Especially first approaches to it. Like this could turn into easily that right there. Down. This could also turn into like this, right? Jackknife down, but then it recovers. Hold on. Jackknife down, right? And this is where the bear trap is. If it doesn't start showing you the way lower, it is possible that we recover. if you see that recovery, you would actually see this green go underneath. If you see that, be willing to buy that trade up here. Just be aware of it. If you see the break below and we're like hitting these targets down here, yeah, you can start to think about selling this, but be tactful as a bear. And if you're a bull and you're like, oh, Cap, this looks too dangerous. And these things, these distributions like this, I want to show you some here. They're not done with this. This could be down here. Whatever that squeeze is up there for FOMC. I mean, this fucker could go vertical. That's maybe where you get your 5% from, too. If this is only 3%, that's how you catch 5. So, you know, that's all bad up there. That's all bad in here. And if you're like a trader that's like, if you're a trader that's like, hey, Cap, I only take so many trades a year. I think just sitting down here is fine. I don't think it's bad to be down here. I don't think it's be bad down here. I think it's fine. Most people don't trade a ton. They trade like, you know, like, or I tell people like you might have 2 trades a year. I think it's fine to be hanging out down here. I do. I'll be honest with you. Like hanging out down here, coming into this volatility, this potential for, you know, whipsawing and all this. And I think hanging out down here is fine. There's a high probability on like a VIX expiration. There's going to be a move lower before VIX expiration. We'll also test when we come into month end over here. Market loves to test trend. So if you're over here, I think it's fine to be like, hey, Cap, I'm going to hang out here. If we jackknife down, let's say on expiration, woo, buyer. If we go down, let's say we bloodbath like shanked, and you're buyer down there, cool. Let's say we go back up though for exuberance, right? Sell the news exuberance on FOMC. If we come back down into this month end, you're just the same place. Like being a daily trigger guy, you know, oh, Cap, but I missed out on all this. No, he didn't miss out. I think being that daily trigger guy is kind of a cool guy to be. Let's look and see let's see what his history is. Not bad, right? Not bad, right? Not bad, right? This guy's killing it. Oh, not bad. Good job there, daily trigger guy. Pretty good. So if you're this guy over here, I got no hate for you. You know, we have a tendency to revisit these places. You want me to show you some coolness? This is September 2nd. This is Wednesday the 20th. But this is also the 21st over here. Right? What day is today? 12th. This is the 15th. So look at this on the 15th. I want you to look at this particular. Right? bang, bang, bang. That's where we are right now. You know, fade it, fade it, fade it. This is the 15th. Today is the 12th. In our situation, there's a little bit of like maybe squeezing on FOMC exuberance and then a bloodbath. Here's the 20th. There's the 1st. So you're Johnny on the spot on the 20th, or not even the 20th. In our case, we have DivX on the 19th. So maybe it's a bloodbath down here. Get back up there for DivX. Then back down again for the end of the month. I think being that guy is fine. You also have one over here. When's this one? Hey, look at that. August 1st. Another one over here. This is the 23rd. So the 20th, 23rd, 19th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Down here, 23rd. Back here, 30th. So what we can say about this is what? If you're the hanging out guy over here, and we have DivX this quarter, which is the 19th. So that's usually an up thing if the steal your DivX guy is out there. You guys understand the DivX trade at all? I'll tell this private. We'll do this in private, but there's the potential to come down here before DivX, then back up again. So if this guy's just hanging out, I think it's fine. If we don't do that, and he's hanging out here, I think that's great too. Maybe we don't go down there. It's DivX party time, FOMC party time, but then we go down here. I think this guy hanging out on the daily trigger has done very well for himself. Yeah, you might miss party time. Yeah, you might not capture all the highs. Yeah, you might want to buy calls up there. FOMO. But I think this guy has done fucking well. You know, if they blast us down here and he buys that dip, maybe he catches that one. Maybe he catches that one right there. He's going to be a happy fucking guy. No, bro, I got that one and this one. Or no, bro, I only got one. So be it. But this fucking guy right here has done pretty well. This hanging out guy does well. Just be aware of that as we head into next week. If you're a member, don't worry. We're going to go into more depth on this and what I really think happens. I think the probability of us going down here is low. I think the probability of over here is much higher. You might get that Vixpiration plunge, but it's going to be like it never happened. You're literally going to, if it happens, it'll be like a day, and then it'll be right back to where we were, in my view. No one ever remembers this stuff. No one ever remembers it. No one remembers this. Nobody remembers this. Nobody remembers this. It's like it never happened. We literally come into like a Vixpiration, plunge protection team is on, right back up again. Right back up again. Down, right back up again. But hanging out in these range expansions has done very well for traders. So I think this like hanging out guy over here is good. This hanging out guy over here is good. Same with sell side, hanging out, hanging out, hanging out. I think is great. Doesn't mean you can't sell this. It just means like sell it, come back in here, sell it, sell it, sell it. We're approaching 600. Hangout guys down here. It's like sell side hanging out over here, buy side hanging out over here. For right now, expectations into the weekend, into Monday. Right here. Snip it. Take a sip. Do not fucking feed into emotions. Do not fucking feed into fundamentals. Do not feed into technicals. Do not feed into any of it. Price action is king right now. And your rules are king right now. That's what they are. Rules. We trade rules here. You guys know them all at this point. You know what bear planes look like, bull planes on 1 and 5 minute triggers. Start being a reaction trader on sell side. And this could expand as time moves on. We don't know yet. Like this range expansion could expand over time. Entering a period of range expansion. Do you guys know what when we enter a potential period of range expansion, what it looks like and why we do that? Do you know why we enter range expansion? For 2 or 3 reasons. I'll give you a couple of them right now. Uncertainty, possible policy change, either from Fed, White House, or whatever. And are you ready for the last one? Investors. The last one is investors. They get angry that they missed this whole entire fucking run. They're angry. They didn't hedge, they sold. They didn't trade it up hedging their longs. They want in. So they're fearful of going higher. They let it consume them. They react and trade on that feeling and emotion. And then they tell you that they just want a pullback. Guess what they do down there? They go through the cycle again. I can't buy that. It might crash. As a matter of fact, I'm just going to sell it. And then they get ramped again. I was too afraid to buy the dip. And they repeat their fucking same psycho-ass, fucked up thinking process. So, when you feel like that, I understand. I tell you that on public, don't I? I feel bearish right now. You should tell people that. I feel bearish right now. So that you can what? Manage your emotions. Manage your emotions. And trade what's in front of you. There's a key part of being a trader. I don't give a fuck if you're a professor of this. I don't give a fuck if you're a doctor of that. I don't give a fuck if you're an inventor of the greatest thing in the world. You are going to be wrong. The stock market will be the thing you go to tackle in life, and you're going to be wrong. You're not smarter than the stock market. So even not only your emotions you got to deal with, but you have to deal with how intelligent you are. So you have to manage your emotions. You have to leave at the front door how smart you are. It can help you, but leave it at the door. It's great to be smart in the stock market if you're a smart guy from something else or gal. Hey, I'm a fucking neurologist. Okay, marry the neurologist. Great, that's gonna help you, but it can also fuck you too. This is the first thing you've encountered likely in life that you can be wrong, and you will be wrong no matter how smart you are. It's sometimes easier the dumber you are. if you're that smart. So check your emotions. Trade what's in front of you. Know that we're in some kind of distribution and range expansion due to what? Fears, doubts, insecurities, possible policy change. And you're going to what? Hear from people what? Doom. More doom. You're going to hear it. It'll grow louder and louder. And that's because of uncertainty, possible policy change, missed the trade up, anger, fear. All those things are hallmarks of range expansion. And a lot of those traders fall right back into a negative cycle. I didn't buy the dip. My fears were right. We rolled, bro. This is the common one. We rolled. We didn't go up there and do that. We're now down there. I was right. And then they're like, fuck it. I'm going to sell all this. I missed that trade now too, more than likely. Seriously, I shit you not. But I called it, bro. And now I'm really bearish. And then it goes up again. This was me on Monday. I'm like, I know we're going higher. I put on a trade long. We stall. They do it at the end of the day, last few minutes. We hit my target at 6 p.m. But while I was down there, I was like, I'm going to buy some puts. I would have gotten annihilated on calls and puts, just ragdolled. On Monday, I didn't do that, did I? I was like, fuck no. Because I've been there. I've fucking been there. I've written that note to myself in my journal. John Saporito talked about it yesterday. You know, you make one bad fucking trade and then you're like, oh, I'm going to make another fucking bad trade. Some people call that what? Over trading. Then it turns into revenge trading. What did I do? I stuck with my fucking plan, didn't I? Nope, that didn't work. Don't fall for the other bullshit. Come back on Tuesday. Woo! Making money again, baby. Woohoo! Come back on Wednesday. Woohoo! Making money again. Come back on Thursday. Woo! Now we're sitting here on Friday. Series of bad decisions, morphs until you're blowing yourself up. Do not do it. Trade what's in front of you. Use your rules into the weekend. Way is higher. There you go. New York, I love you, but you're bringing me down. New York, I love you. What's going on, princess? How you doing? Do. We're holding the half-hour trigger. Dun-dun-dun. No. Tell him, David AMS, that we're going higher. Wow. Okay. That's all you need to know. If you follow this show and you follow this community, if you're a free member of this community, you got it. You get everything you need. The rest is all fucking noise. For the rest of you that support this channel, we have to start looking at next week, the ins and outs of next week. We have to look at Vixpiration trade. We have to look at the DivX trade. We have to look at the OPEX trade. We have to look at the FOMC trade. We have to look at the month-end trade. And if we have time, I hope that we can look for whatever the potential break of trend is or dip buy for end of the year trade before we get there, so that you know what to look for. Are we going to keep blowing off into October, November? What do we got to look for to do that? Are we going to pull back 3 or 5% from a major high on FOMC? Are we going to squeeze on FOMC? Are we going to sell the news? You got JPM telling you right now that it's sell the fucking news. I think it is too, but from where? How many people say that shit to you? JPM, sell the news. Up or FOMC, sell the news event. From where? Well, we're not going to tell you that. So I need you guys to know where. I need you guys to know if we break trend. I need you guys to know if we continue up in October. I need you to know that if we bloodbath, what it looks like before it happens. Where are the potential places to place that trade into December, January, February? Hell, I got one more for you. What if we come into this quarterly OPEX and the month of October we turn into major risk off? You need to know what that looks like, don't you? I do. I don't want to put any longs on if we go fucking full on risk off, like parachute time, we're out of here. They made a movie about that called Margin Call. I don't want to be in that movie. I don't want to be on the end of that movie that they fucked retailers, right? I don't want to be that guy. So we got to look at that shit today. And we're coming into volatility. We're coming into end of quarter. This would be considered like a quarterly preview. I hope that you can be with us this year into the end of Q4. Be rich and green. This year in particular, I want everyone around me to be rich or at least green. Not even that. Yeah, I would flat would be great. Anywhere from 0 to up for the year, 0 to 20% would be really good. And if you're above 20% year end, it's going to be a fucking baller year. So if you're like, if we can get most of our community there for this year, it would fucking make, it would literally be, I've been doing this now with people for what, 5 or 6 years. I would like to see that one year where everybody's like, man, I fucking killed it. And it was a great fucking year. You know, if we have that one year for our community where it's like everybody's on board, or only a minority of the community said, I'm red this year, but I didn't follow the fucking rules, Cap. But I'll accept that too. So this year, end of year, I want everybody green. We're in risk on. We don't know when that'll end. There will be a time at some point, someday, where we go into risk off and we have to hide money and outrun inflation, outrun tightening. So I don't want to be with you there and you have not made money in this time period. I want you to be able to outrun inflation, outrun doom, outrun events, outrun blah, 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 this and that, and know when to go risk off. I talked to you about that earlier this week, right? I showed you on a show here triggers and velocity, divergences, when they cross and when you get out, when you step off, and why you add at certain fucking places until then. You have on exposure when the money is flowing. And you don't step the fuck off until they tell you to. And you can see it clear. You must do that, or you get fucked when we tighten. I gotta talk to you guys about something here. Get up there. I got to talk to you guys about something here. I read this guy's comment yesterday on Wolf Street, and he was like, he had no exposure during accumulation. And I got to talk to you about this. It's called chasing yield. When the money is flowing, if you're trying to protect money, grow money, earn money, make money, whatever it is, outrun inflation, whatever it is. I got $1, it's becoming 90 cents, 80 cents, 70 cents. You have to chase yield. More. You got to be greedy. More. Just like that. More. Exposure. Why? It's not for right now. It ain't for right now. You're not chasing yield for right. Where you think you're chasing yield for this? Cocaine, hookers, fucking planes. Oh, what was that up there? A big old white bar popped up there. You see it? Why are you chasing yield right now? Because when there's no yield to be had, everyone's coming for you. That's when inflation gets bad. That's when unemployment rises. Oh my God, I'm losing my job. Oh my God, inflation's rampant and wages are not catching up. Oh my God, they just talked about a tightening cycle. That means when they literally stick a vacuum cleaner in your fucking pocket and try to suck it out. This is the fucking Fed and the Treasury. And guess who else is doing that? Guess who else? Your national, state, county governments, corporations. It's a rat race at that moment. We're going to start a tightening cycle. All of a sudden, everybody panics. Holy shit, I'm fucked. I got to chase yield. Or I've been chasing yield, and now I got to hoard what I can as it gets taken away from me. So then you get all the other fucking rats trying to take your money too. It's not when the times are good. It's when the times are bad. You can't you can survive and live in Southside. If you're a Southside guy, go out, leave the room for 5 minutes. Because the other 70% of retail are not you. They're not living on Southside. They're not bi-curious. They accumulate. So for most of you out there, you got to have exposure when the times are good. And when the tightening comes, you have so much against you that you're bound to lose some money. Well, the stock market didn't get me, bro. I got those triggers in velocity. I watched that fucking daily trigger run through the weekly. I was fine, bro. Okay, what happened afterwards? Well, then the fucking county came after me. They jacked up my taxes. Oh, no shit, huh? They fucked you big, didn't they? Well, I'm going to the grocery store, and it's fucking ridiculous. Oh, I didn't get a raise. Oh, my God, I just got laid off. All that money I made inside of that fucking sexy ass, risk-on environment, I'm now dipping into it. Oh my God, I missed the bottom buying a bottom. I thought that was bottom and it wasn't. I gave back another $50K to the market. I got fucked. So you already have those things there. So when we're in yield chasing, you chase it. Chase the yield. And when we go into those cycles and things start to deteriorate, that's when you start pulling back. Okay, I'm going to take my money out. I'm going to hide it. Where do we go now, Cap? I don't know. We're going to ladder some bonds, bro. We're going to, I don't know, fucking know. Oh, dude. Oh, yeah, the housing market's on fire, man. Oh, yeah, those fucking commercial buildings that are on fucking fire right now? That guy said if I came up with $100K, that's $1 million property, bro. If I come up with $100K cash, they'll just give it to me. That's real. Why are you doing that? Because everything's on fire, man. Chasing yield somewhere else where there's no yield in the stock market. So you kind of need to be that guy. You really do. For most of you. That's 70% of this audience. Even if they don't want to admit it. The facts are the fucking facts. The data says that you are buy side. Most of you are. And most of you lose money on sell side. And a lot of you even lose money when we go into risk off or tightening. It's always up. It's always up. Always buy the dip. And there's periods where it's not like that. There's periods where you can only buy a dip once or twice a year. Right? Big capitulation moves down. So I want you to think about that as we move forward into this week. I want you to think about that next week. I want you to think about that for Q4. And I want to leave you that if you're watching the stream publicly. We're in accumulation. We're coming into potential range expansion. You're going to hear every fucking thing in the world. Can we go down there? Yeah. We can hedge it. If we break trend, we can trade it down. If we pull the parachute, we can trade that too. But just be aware that we're coming into that time period right now. You're going to hear everything under the fucking sun from people. We're going vertical and it's not going to end. We're going to go to the moon. Those people have been trading this all the way up. You're going to hear other people saying we're going to crash, going to zero. Top is in. Don't listen to them. I'll see you on Monday. For the rest of you, I'm going to restart the stream here in about 15 minutes. I got to take a piss. It's now 12:37. We're not seeing any selling at this moment. Well, I think you should buy a dip here personally, but I will be back with you guys in just a few minutes. I will post a link to the private stream in the Discord. And we'll wrap up this day. And we're going to look at some cool ass shit for next week. I got to try to call VolWiz and see if, because this ain't mine. Some of this shit ain't mine. And I don't want to take credit for it. And I don't want to give it away if it's his. So we'll talk to, if you have a chance out there, I want you to find VolWiz, Scott. If you find him out there in the wilds out there, his name is Scott. Find him on Twitter. Read his newsletter. I got his newsletter. I got no agreement with that guy. He's one of the best volatility traders I've ever met in my life. So if you're looking for volatility, if you're looking for these trades, you want to find that guy. Guy's a badass. I'll be back with you guys in about 15 minutes. Now 12:38. I'll be right back.